you will see this in front of you. What you see here is the project view. Okay, you can go for enterprise. When you will first install the software, you will have the enterprise view, this view. Okay, let me show it to you. So this view shows all the projects which your organization is doing. This is called the enterprise view. Okay, so you have the projects here and you have their durations here. So these are durations of the whole project. Okay, so if I go here, click on one, I can see the details of this project in the tab here. Okay, the project ID, the name of the project, there is the manager. Okay, priority level, is it active or inactive, planned, and whatever. Okay, if you want to write any notes here for the project, budget of the project, spending plan, how much spending till what date. Okay, dates, funding, codes, resources. So you can make a list of resources here. Okay, or you will see the list of resources. Any settings you can make. Okay, so beginning, month, and what type of calendar you are using, any calculations. Okay, so I can go there and I can open the project from here. Okay, when I open the project, it opens another tab. So now this is for design and what design and whatever. Okay, so this is for one of the projects. Let me go. Can I go there? Yes. So this is for this one, city center office building, whatever. Okay, so now these are all activities here. They are all activities. Okay, now I can click on one activity and I can see the details of this activity here. Start, what is the start, how many days in a week to work. Some activities are 7 days a week. Concreting, for example, we don't stop between concreting. Okay, but some activities are 5 days a week, for example design. Okay, or site clearance or something like this. Who is responsible for this activity? Is this physical or online? Okay, or whatever. And not completion type, sorry, completion time is physical or based on duration or number of units. Okay, so you can select this. Which project it belongs to. Okay, what is the status of the activity. So here you can see the duration, the planned duration, the completed work, and so on and so forth. And you can put it here. Okay, you can change these things. So I can make from 0 to 2, no problem. Okay, I think anyways, this is just example, but when you will make your own, you can do it. Okay, resources, so you can add the resources as well. There's okay, it's not appearing for this one, but because this is from the library, so I believe that's why. But if I add an activity myself, so I want to add an activity here, so there's a button here for plus. Okay, I believe this is the one. I can add from here. Okay, so right click and you can add an activity, you can delete an activity, and so on and so forth. If I add an activity, then it gives me more options to do these things. Okay, so I can add the resources over here. Okay, I can write the duration over here. Okay, I can make it 10 days. Okay, so anything which you are adding yourself, you can change it. Okay, 5, 10, whatever. Predecessors, we will talk about it. Okay, predecessor means an activity which must be finished before this activity starts. Okay, we discussed it last time as well. And successor means the activity which must be finished before this one ends. Okay, so if you want to add something here, where is it? There was a plus sign here. Is it this one? I checked it before. No, this is for the new project. There was a plus sign here. This one. Okay, on the right hand side. So not this one, sorry. I saw the, I saw it here, it was here. Where is it? Anyways, it was here, by the way. Let me just sign. Okay, it's at the bottom. Okay, it's at the bottom. So successor, you can assign an activity from here. Resource, again you will see add resources, add role, and so on and so forth. Okay, let me, you can see the screen, the full screen, right? Okay, but at the bottom there are buttons for that. Okay, which you can use. I believe there's a window inside the window, which is, so the buttons keep disappearing. Anyways, so when I you can see the buttons over here: add resources, add role, assign by role. Okay, so anything which you want to do for the activity, you can do it for here. You can add a new activity. Okay, and you can assign these things for an activity, and similarly you can uh, add a new project as well. For the new project, okay, if you want to add a new project, there's a plus sign here and there's a plus sign here as well. Okay, so if you go there, not okay, this is for the activity, so there's a plus sign here on the left hand side. On the left hand side, if you go there, okay, it will start with a new project. Okay, so you can select, okay, what type of activities you want to add in this project. Okay, otherwise it will add all of them and you can later on delete them. Okay, you can add with all of them together and later on you can play with it. Okay, so project name, project ID, project planned start, project planned completion. Okay, okay, you can write these things. Okay, who is responsible? So if you already have people who are, okay, so the people who are already there, and you can add somebody here as well. Okay, so this will be the for the project level, and then for each activity you can have you can add another guy. Okay, rate type, standard rate, internal rate, price per unit. Okay, and then later on you can just finish it, it will add a new project to your list. Okay, and then in the project you can play with the activities. Okay, I'm not doing it now, I don't know for what reason, but okay, this is just a brief overview, okay, of the software, and you can go deep into it. Okay, I was planning to do it, but I looked at the content I have. If I finish early, which I doubt I will, then we can try some activities on the software itself. Okay, but this depends upon can we finish early or not. Okay, so right now this is just an introduction. Okay, you can start using it, it's very easy. Okay, just you are just entering data and adding and deleting and so on and so forth. Okay, okay, moving on to what we were doing last time. Okay, so if you have the duration of these activities, this is where we finished last time. Okay, on the positives and negatives of the Gantt chart. Okay, and P6 I already showed it to you. Okay, and P6 you can see the Gantt chart on the right hand side of the screen. Okay, Microsoft project is another one. We have Microsoft access, but even for us Microsoft project is paid. This is what I have heard. I did not try downloading it, maybe it's open now, but somebody told me that it is not free even for us. Okay, and there are other free softwares. Okay, and there you can use Excel for planning as well, there are templates available. Okay, if you click on the links in the slides you can see it. Okay, so now I'll move on to the next topic. So we are still covering schedule management, keep it in mind. We are still covering schedule management. Okay, so what we have covered up till now is the Gantt chart. Okay, so we have covered first part of the schedule management, which is preparing a Gantt chart. If you are using a template or a software like this, the Gantt chart is prepared as you are entering the activities. When you enter the activity data, your Gantt chart is prepared. Okay, otherwise on Excel or anything else, you have to do it yourself. Now we'll move on to two other parts of this topic, which is critical path method and program evaluation and review technique. Both these methods are for analyzing the timeline of the project, okay, or determining the duration of the project. Okay, in both these methods, critical path method and program evaluation and review technique are used to find out the duration of the project and the delay calculations. So we'll start with program evaluation review technique. Okay, so it is, as I said, it is used for calculating the project time, and uh, there are two methods, okay, for calculating the project timeline, which is CPM, critical path method, and the other one is program evaluation review technique. Program evaluation review technique has CPM in it. Okay, so CPM can be used independently or as part of program evaluation review technique. Okay, you can use CPM in both ways, as part of PERT or as independent. Okay, but what is the aim of both of them? To find out the duration of the project. Okay, the aim is to find out the duration of the project. Okay, the advantage of PERT method is, program evaluation review technique method is, it is more realistic. Okay, PERT technique is more complex to apply, but it gives a more realistic answer, more realistic duration. Okay, so you can do it using CPM only, but if you apply CPM with PERT, then your answer, your duration becomes more realistic. But it also means that you have to do more work to to calculate the duration. Okay, so PERT can be shown in the form of charts, and then it makes it easier for you to track the project and assign resources and everything. Okay, so in PERT we are using times which are more likely. Okay, times on the basis of their probability. Okay, in CPM there is no probability. Okay, so for example, if you say that this activity will finish in 2 days, so you are giving me one fixed number. Okay, and this number has 100% of the probability, either it is 2 days or nothing. Okay, or you tell me that this activity has a 60% chance of finishing in 2 days, so that means there's a 40% chance of not finishing in 2 days, maybe in 3 days, maybe in 1 day. So there are other chances as well. Okay, so the first case which I told you is what we use when we are using CPM alone. When we are using critical path method alone, we use single values of duration. Okay, so you tell exact one value for each activity, that's it. When we are using PERT, then we have different durations, and from that from those values we take the most likely duration, the most expected duration, not likely, most expected duration. Okay, yes, so this duration has a chance, and this duration has a chance, and this duration has a chance, but the highest chance is for this one. Okay, so this is what we pick for the analysis, but we are considering the other durations as well. So in the end we are taking an average basically. So in PERT method we are not doing the calculations on a single value, we are doing it using multiple values and then using their average. Okay, so this is how it becomes more realistic. Okay, because the other values are also possible and you include them in your calculation, so it becomes more realistic. Okay, so PERT is a statistical tool basically. Okay, PERT is a statistical tool because you are playing with the statistics, taking average and chances and so on and so forth. Okay, uh, So it is using the PERT tool, you can schedule, you can organize and coordinate your tasks. Okay, like I told you, is in the form of a chart. And this technique was developed in 1950s by US Navy for their missile project. Okay, everything is like, missiles are coming from everywhere, right? We cannot get away from there, even during the class, even in the slides. Anyways, nobody thought about it that we will be reading these slides and these times. So it focuses on time estimation, scheduling, obviously, and it works well with projects which have uncertain durations. So like Polaris missile project, it's a new missile they were doing at that time. So nobody knew how much time they need to complete it. Okay, you can take the example of Neom project. You can take the example of Burj Khalifa project. Okay, you can take the example of Metro project in Bahrain, or the new King Hamad Causeway they started. These type projects are very unique. Okay, so nobody can say for certain how much time they will take. Okay, or they are very complex. So for uncertain projects in which uncertainty is higher, we can use these technique. Okay, so the important components in the PERT chart or the PERT technique include the tasks and activities, things to be done. Okay, activities are part of your project which you have to do. Okay, these are the tasks or activities. We will call them activities, by the way. The most common name is activities. Okay, then we have dependencies, meaning how one activity will affect the other. This is dependency. Okay, or what I said last time, when finishing of one activity affects the start of the next activity. This is called dependency. Okay, when finishing of one activity affects the start of the next activity. This is called dependency. Okay, now this is a very simple definition of dependency. Okay, when I'm only linking start with finish. Okay, so this finishes, the other one starts. This is a very simple sort of dependency. Okay, but if you go into project management box, you will find dependency can be start to start, finish to finish, start, lag, yeah, finish, lag, start. There are multiple types of dependencies. Okay, we are looking at the most common one and the most simplistic one. There you have to finish one activity to start the other one. Okay, so but just you will have the idea. Okay, so one activity depends upon the other, and the most common type of dependence is finish to start. Okay, then we have duration estimates. For PERT activity we need three duration estimates. Okay, we need three duration estimates. One is the worst case. Okay, we call it the pessimistic estimate, the worst case. The other one is the best case, which we call as a optimistic. The pessimistic is the highest duration, optimistic is the lowest duration, and then we have something which is more likely to come, which is somewhere in the middle. Okay, in the middle of pessimistic and optimistic. Quality of a task is not dependency. No, not this. We are talking about duration only. We are not. We are here. We are talking about duration. I get your point. So if concrete is bad quality, then it will affect the finishing as well. Okay. Or if the foundation is bad quality, then it will affect the column as well. So yes, you are right. Yes, you are right. But here in PERT technique, dependency is only in terms of time. Okay, for the PERT technique, dependency is only in terms of time. Okay, so we are only talking about time dependency. And then we have the critical path. Critical path means the longest path from start to finish of the project. Okay, longest sequence of activities from start to finish of the project. Longest sequence of activities from start to finish of the project. And I gave the example last time for this thing with the shed project. There are two sequences and the longest one will be considered. Okay, the key features is we are focusing on time management so far as again your point, we are not focusing on quality, we are focusing on only on time. Then in PERT we are incorporating uncertainty as well. So I will take the average of these three values. I will not take the most likely value. I also have an idea that I may have less duration than this, and I have an idea that I can have more duration than this. Okay, so I will eventually take uh, the average of these three values. Okay, so it accounts for any probability of other values. Okay, it gives a very nice visual representation in the form of chart. It helps to identify the most critical activities. Okay, and it can show you the dependency of the tasks as well, which activity depends upon the other. So these things are very important for project management. Okay, we have this. Okay, I don't want to start this now. Okay, because I need to explain it. Okay, but this is in this you can see activities A, B, C, D. These are activities. This diagram is called as activity on node. Okay, activity on node. Then we have another one which is called as activity on arrows. So this one is activity on node. So every box is an activity and the arrows are showing the dependency. The arrows are showing the dependency. Okay, on every activity you see on top of it the duration. The other things we have calculated. Okay, and these are the numbers which I want to discuss later on. Okay, so this representation is used for CPM analysis, not PERT, CPM. And in this representation every box is assigned to an activity and the arrow show the dependency. So F cannot start until I finish A, B cannot start until I finish A, H cannot start until I finish A, C cannot start until I finish B. Okay, and you can see the duration on top of it. Okay, and the longest duration, the longest path is this one. So now you can see different paths. I can go A, F, G, E, one path, A, B, C, G, E, another path, A, B, C, D, E, another path, and A, H, E, another path. So there are four paths possible here, out of which this one is the longest one. If I go along this path, I will have the longest duration. Okay, and the longest duration is till day 65, starting from day 1 to 65. So this project duration has 65 days. The project duration is 65 days based upon the critical path. So we will call it the longest path as the critical path. How did we make it? How did we find out about it? I'll talk about it in the next lecture, inshallah.